Should we talk centres then for the British and Irish Lions squad? It's getting close, isn't it? Yeah, let's get into this. Now, hopefully, over this video, or these series of videos, or all the videos on this feed, hopefully we have earned your subscription. And if that's the case, hit that red subscribe button. But if you wouldn't mind just hitting like right now, and we'll get into it. That helps. Algorithms, and we don't have any financial backers. It just helps us find rugby fans that want to talk about rugby, and that's where we're going to go right now with the centres for the British and Irish Lions, and going to go country by country to start with because there are so many contenders. Scotland and Wales firstly. For Scotland, Cam Redpath, Hugh Jones, Chris Harris and Sam Johnston. And for Wales, you got JD2. Well, Jonathan Davies, he gets referred to as JD2 quite a lot. On our podcast, we've elevated him above the original Jonathan Davies, and he's JD1 now after 4 years ago with the Lions. Johnny Williams, Nick Tompkins, and poor old George North, who would have been a shoo-in for the tour, wouldn't he? But he's not there. So yeah, let's do this first little cull of these. Unfortunately, George North would have definitely been on the tour. Johnny Williams and Nick Tompkins not there. So Jonathan Davies, the only Wales member to go forward to the little next stage. As for Scotland, well, if you go back 2 years, then Hugh Jones, you'd have been thinking, oh, he's going to start in South Africa. What a absolute talent he is. And then not quite sure what happened. Fell below the pecking order of some others, wasn't quite playing as well as he is. So Hugh Jones not up for consideration. And you go back 1 year, and Sam Johnston was, everybody had him in their Lions squad 1 year ago. And again, for whatever reason, that hasn't materialised 1 year on. But I do think these other two are very much worthy of consideration, Cam Redpath and Chris Harris. Let's move on to England and Ireland then. And for England, I've kept Owen Farrell there because he plays 12 for England primarily, or did through the Six Nations. And he's already in my squad as one of the fly halves. But I'll take him out, and Ollie Lawrence, who, promising as he is, isn't at Lions standard yet. Or at least wasn't given the opportunity to demonstrate he's at Lions standard yet. Henry Slade, I think, is a Rolls Royce of a player. I love him. Manu Tualangi hasn't played for ages. Had a long layoff, which he's just coming back from. I don't think you can rule him out. If he's fit, there is nobody else like him. And very few people like him in world rugby, let alone in British and Irish rugby. So got to keep him in the mix at this stage. And Ireland just have some big old boys in their midfield, don't they? Chris Farrell, Robbie Henshaw, Gary Ringrose, Bundy Aki, all hugely physical slices. As for the ones that I would take through, I think there's that Leinster pairing are standout, aren't they? Robbie Henshaw and Gary Ringrose, they move on. So which means we've got to... And now I'm assuming that Warren Gatland's going to pick 4 centres. Potentially that could include Owen Farrell, and he may take only 2 10s, or he may take... one less 10 and an extra centre. I don't know, but I'm going on the basis of 4, excluding Owen Farrell, and Jonathan Davies and Robbie Henshaw to the top right of that shot there. They're your Lions centre starting pairing, quite possibly. Could be Owen Farrell at 12 with Robbie Henshaw or Jonathan Davies, but on form, those are your 2 starting centres. So they are 100% in, meaning there's 2 more spots for the 5 players that remain, the 2 English players, the 2 Scottish players, and Gary Ringrose. Gary Ringrose, who didn't cover himself in glory in the Champions Cup semi-final. So where do you go with this? Well, as much as I think Manu Tualangi is a freakish specimen, I don't think you can justify taking him at this stage. Maybe if there's an injury and he's been able to prove his fitness, you can get him on the first plane out to South Africa. But the other element is, you look around those centres, and even without Manu Tualangi, it's solid, it's robust, it's really tough. And I think you need that against South Africa. They are hugely physical as a side. And so when I'm thinking about making the cut to 4, I've got that in my mind as well. And think about the way Warren Gatland likes to play. Think about Lions squads and sides that they've been in the past that have done well. A pairing of Jamie Roberts and Jonathan Davies, for example, have done really well. Tough, physical, big centres seems to be how Warren Gatland likes to play, and I think matches up well when you're taking on South Africa. So with that in mind, there's my 4. I mean, I could see Gary Ringrose dropping out and Henry Slade coming in instead, I could equally see Warren Gatland rolling the dice on Manu Tualangi and Chris Harris dropping out. But I think with the 4 you've got there, you've got, so in Robbie Henshaw, you've got someone that can play 12-13. In Chris Harris, you've got someone that can play 12-13. And you've already got Owen Farrell in the squad, in my squad, at fly half. I just think that 4 is robust, it's tough, and going to be hard for South Africa to break down and can punch holes where the British and Irish Lions need it to. So there you go. There's my centres. Comment section is right there. Do your worst. See you on the next video.